I coughed and he opened one eye and gave me the look. He gave me the look. Nearly 8 p.m. Ta-da-da! Saskatoon, Saskatchewan! Yay! That's where my son and family lives. Woo, I look just about as good as I feel. Still coughing like a mofo. I talked to my friend, my longtime friend, Terry in Iowa. Known her since we were both about 13, I guess. And she just recently was discharged from the hospital after being there almost a whole month. She got this same kind of thing. She had like pneumonia, and she got so weak. She wasn't hungry. She got this cough and became weaker and weaker till she fell and could not get up. They took her to the hospital and she spent a month like rehabbing, and her blood pressure was 60/30, which I don't know exactly what that is, but it sounds terrible. Since your lower number, systolic, the lower number, it's a number and then an underscore and another number, like a fraction. The lower number is supposed to be in the 60s at least, if not higher. But hers was 30, and the upper number is usually about 110 or 100 or something, I think. I was supposed to learn that in school, but I didn't. But she was at death's door, basically, and so I talked to her for about an hour. And I was telling her how everybody here was sick, and Spencer's been sick since the beginning of the year. Brian's been sick on and off, and Mama has been sick on and off, and me, this is my second go-round. And it's all bacterial. Apparently bacterial whatever is more infectious. Yeah. This is not good. This is going all around the place. And since whatever his name, raw animal eater, Kennedy, he's done away with vaccines and done away with things that will help you. I don't know. I guess he doesn't do vaccines or anything like that. He's one of those thoughts and prayers guy, I guess. I'm not sure. He's a loony, that's for sure, just like the rest of them. And I was telling my friend Terry that I don't try not to listen to all this stuff that's out and about on the airwaves, because it depresses me and it makes me feel worse and makes me feel like, why should I get better? Which is what I told the doctor Thursday. Why should I? Why should I take medicine? But then I was there asking for help, so I still have glimmers of hope, right? If you totally lose hope, then you're done for. That's a little bit of drainage bouncing around. Terrible. It's not fun. I wear a mask when I go out to the store or anything, not only to protect others from my bacterial infection, but to protect myself from getting any worse from other people. There's a lot of people. I live in an area where there's a lot of Trumpsters and anti-vaxxers, etc. Anti-vaxxers for many reasons, because their religion or whatever. It's stupid. Well, those vaccines God didn't make those. Yeah, but God made a person that's smart enough to know how to eradicate those bad things. There's always a response to your religious view. If you want to just go ahead and die, why don't you just die? Find a place where you can be sick. Yeah, and someone else said healthcare is really sickness care, which it is. Basically, it's a business. Which I never realized until the hospital I was working for was up for the Malcolm Baldrige Award, which is excellence in your business, in your field, or whatever. emphasis on business. And the hospital won the Malcolm Baldrige Award that year. They were talking what a great business it is, business. And I thought, oh God, yeah. I try to do the best I can. I try to be nice to people. I try to empathize. And I try to be proactive against bad things all around. Diseases, bad things happening, bad things, period. Some of the stuff that's been happening, and it's not something that happened overnight. It's been a long time coming, apparently. Back when Trump was married to Ivanka, isn't she the one buried at the golf course? And she was from Prague, which at the time was communist. I have a lot of relatives from around that area. It was like a kingdom a long time ago, and then the Russians took it over, and then they became independent, blah, blah, blah. But anyway, Trump apparently had a lot of, like a glory seeker. A greedy, narcissistic, what does someone call it, a social climber? He just, more. That's what he wants. That's what he wants. More. So, that kind of thing can be the downfall of a person and can be the downfall of a whole nation, apparently. I don't know if Putin is the top one on the totem pole, but it seems like it. And he recognized an idiot when he saw one. And Trump should have little eye bolts in his wrists where you put the strings for a marionette. He's a puppet. I don't really want to talk about him because he makes me sick. The situation makes me sick. That and our mailbox was compromised yesterday. Like, what the fuck? The last 6 months of 2024, our mailbox was compromised 6 times. And now, again. When I left to do some errands yesterday, I looked up the street because I was going to go up there to the mailbox. We're at the last guy at the end of the road that uses a mailbox up the street, which is 2.5 blocks. And the one that's closest to us, which is 2 houses away, we're not in that cluster mailbox because we're not. But I saw the mail truck up there and I thought, oh, good. There'll be mail when I get back. I'll just, on my way back, before I come into the house, I'll stop at the mailbox. It was a long day. A lot of things happened, and errands took a whole lot longer than I wanted them to, and I was tired. So I came in the other entrance, which is up near our mailbox, and drove slowly. I'm going to stop at the mailbox, and I saw another sign on the mailbox saying it's been broken into again. What? What the actual fuck? That's a federal offense, for one thing. For another thing, the last time it was compromised, I happened upon the lady that was, lady is used very loosely, our mail delivery person, in her mid to upper 30s, shoulder-length hair drawn up into a bow on the back of her head, and she was sitting there with her long fingernails, staring at her phone, watching something or talking to somebody or playing games or something, chain smoking. You're not supposed to smoke while you have all the letters and paperwork and stuff in your truck with you. You're not supposed to. And that day, I went to the mailbox and there was nothing in there. And she was sitting right there. And I don't know how long she'd been sitting there. That's a month ago or whenever it was. This is ridiculous. Anyone else's mailboxes in this neighborhood compromised or just our little group? Someone told me, oh, they're waiting for the checks to come in from tax refunds, etc. I said, and most people have theirs automatically deposited, especially in this neighborhood. a neighborhood like this where people have bank accounts and they would have things automatically deposited. So it's a smart thing to do. I used to have my paychecks automatically deposited, which I think is a good thing. That way no one can get your check and pretend they're you. Apparently there's other ways to go about dishonest stuff. But I was going to write a note, nice and neatly, and tape it to the mailbox, asking anyone else that uses this cluster of boxes, are you concerned? I'm documenting this. This is the first time this year, but last year, the last 6 months, it was compromised 5 times, something like that. What can we do about it? I've documented it, and I alerted the post office, but nothing has been done. And again, we were hit. Is that the wrong thing to do? I'm trying not to be a jerk. I'm just trying to say, hey, there's a lot of little kids in this neighborhood. They might receive birthday cards from their grandma and grandpa or stuff like that. And I hate when the delivery people say, oh, we'll leave it in your mailbox. No, please don't. Be different if we had a big old mailbox in front of the house. But we don't. We don't have a personal mailbox at our house. It's a cluster mailbox up the street. Sorry. Just a little bit of drainage, and it sits somewhere on your throat and says, ha ha, I'm tickling you. I'm taking great big horse pills called Augmentin. It's super duper antibiotic. And they're half gone. For a week's worth since Thursday, they're half gone. And I can breathe through my nose most of the time. But other than that, it hasn't done much. My friend Terry said, well, maybe it's the wrong kind of prescription. You might be immune to that or something. I don't know. With all the shit that's going on in the world, I can understand why older people want to die. It's I've had it. This is bullshit. I watched a video of this family that likes to travel, and they've been vlogging for a few years, and they travel everywhere, and they bought a house in Italy, and they can't leave Italy. They had all this paperwork they had to sign. So if something happens with their families back in the States, they can't even come to visit. Or a funeral or anything. Due to legalities. But the reason they chose to move over to Europe is because there's more community. It's not so commercial. People work for themselves, basically, and they love their family, and they have family first, and stuff like that. And I agree with that. Here, it's money, numbers, takes over everything. I mean, it's fine to want stuff, but to have everything and want more? That's dumb. That's dumb. And it's not until you lose everything till you realize something like that. I've had a kind of tough time. People say, well, you could have got out of the situation. Not necessarily. When I was able to, I did get out of it. But, I was in that same trap. I want more, I want this, I want that. It wasn't until I had nothing and couldn't even get anything. Or if we did get something, it was free food from a food bank thing that was half rotten because the stores kept it until it was half rotten and then donated it. I had no money. I had nothing. I lived in my mom's basement for 2.5 years. And she had a big house, but every room was full of stuff. She was a hoarder. She was narcissistic. Everything was do it my way or else. I had no choice, no freedom. All my freedom was at work. I worked as much as I could. But they cut you off at 40 hours a week. They said, if you want to work more, fine, but you won't get paid for it. So, I mean, that's the kind of existence I've had. Right now, this is the nicest financial existence I've ever had. But I live off Social Security. If Brian didn't let me live here, I would not be able to live because I don't make enough off of that for rent and food and gas and anything. And now the price of stuff has gone up. Everyday stuff. I don't know how people do it. I really don't. And people with families that go grocery shopping for a lot of stuff, how do they do it? I don't know. My son makes decent coin, and Ashley makes okay money. If they didn't, I don't know how they would do it. They wouldn't be able to. Sorry. 15 minutes? Oh my God. And the cat's laying there. You going to bed, Mom? I lay around in bed this morning till about 12, about noon. And I got up and ate a giant salad. One of those bag of salads that was going bad. I thought, either eat it or just throw it away and waste your money. So I ate it, and Spencer had gone over to some kid's house from school that had an avocado bush and a tangerine tree. And the people let the kids pick as many as they wanted. And Spence came home with about 20 avocados. And he gave me one. And it had been sitting next to the sink for about maybe a week. Avocados have a tendency of being rock hard, and then the next minute you look and they're gush. They ripen real quick and rot real quick. I happened to open it, and it was just perfect timing. So I cut that all up and put it in my salad. I'm not a big fan of avocado. I mean, I'll eat it. But it's supposed to have lots of vitamins and stuff, so I put it in the salad, and I wolfed down the salad as best I could. I didn't get all of it. Salad is a precursor to food, as John Panette would say. The late, great John Panette. Nice guy. Really nice guy. I got to meet him. So, I'm postponing what I have to do next. There's dishes to do. I may not do them till tomorrow. And plenty of other things, and also going to bed. I sat here in the chair watching stuff on YouTube. Apparently it's on automatic, go to the next video or something. Because I was sitting here, and the last thing I remember was one video, and then the next thing I know, it's this couple that does cooking videos, and I thought, did I fall asleep? Then I fell asleep again, and I was in a dream where I was with that lady and her husband and a bunch of other people. We were making Italian food. She put me in charge of meatballs. And there were a big tub of real fresh lobsters and some other sea things that I did not recognize, but apparently are eaten. And I said, where'd you get that stuff? I was curious because I wanted to see what they were and all that. And she wouldn't tell me. It was almost like it was forbidden for her to tell me. So I thought, okay, I'll just... And then I woke up again, and she and her husband were on a different video, making something else, a tort or something. And I thought, oh my God. So today has been a very strange, goofed up day. Hey. Hi. His ears are back and his eyes are wide and big. What's going on, dude? Yeah, I have a plan. I have a weird shaped... a weird shaped picture frame to go up here above this picture. So it looks like he's looking at the picture. It ought to be interesting. Maybe I can get some stuff done. Maybe I'll work up a sweat tomorrow. Take a hot, steamy shower and try to get better. I still have not heard from the Let's Make a Deal people. And I have to plan and budget some things for the next few months. See if I can save any money. I used every bit of it this month. It's pathetic. It's pathetic. It's a wonder I don't get overdraft fees and stuff. Maybe I do. Well, let's see. Now it's 8:15 or something like that. So I'm going to let you go. Thank God for that. I just was going through videos and I saw a joke that was cute. What's the answer to it? The question is, how much does a rainbow weigh? This teacher was asking students. And the answer is, it's pretty light. Upward and onward.